Hey, Lloyd, last year from game 8 to game 16, where do you think you made your biggest strides in that second half of the season?
Throughout the course of the year, I got a lot more confident, believing in myself a little more, playing faster. And I feel like to end the year off, it was better. Wasn't to the standard that I set for myself or what this team expects. So going into this year, obviously it needs to be better, and I look forward to achieving that.
Let's go Andrew Mason, followed by George Stoya. Go ahead, Andrew.
Hey, Lloyd, good to see you. Beyond the 16th game, as you got into the offseason, even the last few weeks, what are the things that you can do, even at this time of year, that are going to help you be better when the regular season comes around?
Continue to master the playbook so I can go out there and play fast and not have to think. And that's a big thing with centers. You know, you got to know the playbook inside out. So if I continue to do that, continue to get the communication down with my guards, being able to, communicate efficiently, effectively with them, and we can go out there and play fast and confident and do some great things this year.
Let's go George Stoya, followed by Troy Rank. Go ahead, George.
Yeah, Lloyd, Dalton was talking yesterday about the importance of the offensive line meshing together. Obviously, you guys have some new pieces up there. How have you guys meshed so far in the 3 weeks of OTAs?
It's been great. I feel like even with the new pieces we have, we've been getting a lot of good work in individual. We've been, me and Dalton had a conversation last night, just watching film, watching over the practice about what we can do in certain situations, what different calls we can make to make each other better. So we've been getting a lot of good work in with the rookies, with Bobby and Cam coming in, learning the playbook fast. And it's been great so far. We look forward to going into next week, mini camp, and just keep building off and going into camp.
Let's go Troy Rank, followed by Eric Delala. Go ahead, Troy.
Well, good to see you. That experience in the NFL, did you have to add any strength, change body type after a season in the NFL? Then I have a follow-up, but did you feel like physically there any changes were needed this offseason as you enter year 2?
I feel like every year you got to get stronger, you got to get faster, you got to tweak certain things, and definitely going into the offseason, I just went straight to work. Knowing how I played last year and how unacceptable that was, I had to change a lot of things. So, and that's going to be every year in my career. So definitely focus on strength, focus on getting a little bit more twitchier. And, I feel like, that's just how it is for everyone.
And then secondly, as a center, is it difficult at all not knowing who the quarterback's going to be? How do you approach that? Because you're literally at the center of that derby between Teddy and Drew.
Yeah, it's a little different, but at the same time, you can't really focus on that. You got a job to do. No matter whose hands, who's behind under center, you got to give them the ball. You got to protect it. But both guys have been great. They've been rotating in, and I feel comfortable with either one. Whatever coach decides, that's what we're gonna roll with.
Let's go Eric Delala, followed by Mike Kliss. Go ahead, Eric.
Lloyd, what was working with Mike Munchak like, and maybe were there ways he helped you that maybe you didn't expect coming into the season, and how did he kind of also help you this offseason, directing you in terms of how to learn the system?
Yeah, working with Munch, it's amazing. He's a Hall of Famer. He obviously knows what he's talking about. He's worked with a lot of great offensive linemen, a lot of great centers. So I just try to soak in, take in everything that he's taught me. And throughout the course of last year, there's one thing I told him at the end of the year meeting is throughout all the ups and downs, he always had confidence in me. He always instilled confidence in me, even when I was struggling. Everybody knew I was struggling, and I was down on myself. He always believed in me to keep sticking with me and allowed me to go through those rough patches. So this year and the years down the road in my career, I'm gonna look back on this and say, all right, I learned from that and it made me better. And can't thank him enough. And I look forward to him continuing to help groom me into the center I want to be.
Let's go Mike Kliss, followed by Brandon Cristal. Go ahead, Mike.
Yes, Lloyd, what was your reaction when they drafted Quinn Miners, as a center in the 3rd round?
Expected, just based on how I played last year. And I didn't really think much of it. I mean, competition is good for everyone. You know, we're going to push each other. We're pushing each other already in OTAs. And he's a great guy off the field, and he's a great player. So we're going to make each other better, and, you know, whoever, steps up, you know, that's going to get the job.
I was going to say, do you feel like it's an honest competition going on right now between you and Quinn for that job?
Yeah, like I said, we're pushing each other. We work together in individual drills, and we're just making each other better. You know, he's a young guy. He's going to have his ups and downs. So, you know, going through what I went through last year and having the experience I have now, I can kind of teach him some things and show him the ropes a little bit, like guys did for me last year. So, like I said, it's all a competition. And at the end of the day, you know, the more competition we have on this offense, on this team, it's going to make everybody better. So it really didn't affect me at all mentally. I was just looking forward to the challenge and making him better and him making myself better.
If you no longer have a question, can you please lower your hand? Let's go Brandon Cristal, followed by Zach Stevens. Go ahead, Brandon.
Lloyd, kind of back to what Troy was talking about with adding strength. It's only been a couple of days where you've gotten to actually go against the defensive lineman. Do you feel stronger? Can you sense that you've added the muscle that you were looking to put on?
Yeah, I feel it. I mean, it's only been 2 days. I feel a lot more confident going against guys. And just going back on that, you know, adding strength, you know, last year it was that I need to get stronger. But a lot of stuff that went wrong with me last year was technique. And, you know, just little things that I know I can fix. And I look back on the film, and from the outside in, you know, from the outside looking in, you have a different perspective. But me knowing what I have to do, knowing my responsibility, talking to Munch, it's really just the little things I need to fix up. And that was the big jump for me coming from college to NFL. You know, every week, everyone is so technically sound. Every week you got to be on your A game. So, slow footwork, a slow second step to, you know, mess you up the entire play. But just little things, and I look forward to getting better at it.
We've got time for a couple more. Let's go Zach Stevens, followed by Nick Kosmider. Go ahead, Zach.
Hey, Lloyd, thanks for talking with us. What are your initial impressions of Quinn Miners? You know, you taught yourself the center position a couple of years ago. He's trying to learn the center position now. What have you seen from him so far?
He's a hard worker. He's a sponge, you know, and even, you know, me talking to him, and I'm only going in my second year, but any advice that I have to give to him, he's always soaking it in, you know, hearing me out, and, you know, going out there and doing it. But definitely, like I said earlier, we work each other in Indy. He's a hard worker, and I mean, he's a great player so far from what I've seen.
Let's go to Nick Kosmider. Go ahead, Nick.
Yeah, Lloyd, as you're now getting to go through OTAs and sort of the up-close instruction from the coaching staff that comes along with that, does it give you kind of a greater appreciation for what you did miss out on during that period last year? And obviously, I know you're not kind of make excuses about, you know, anything, but you're talking about learning technique. That's kind of a lot of the area where you would have been gaining some of that.
Yeah, definitely. You know, last year at this time, I was still at home doing workouts on my own. So definitely, I appreciate what we're doing now. It's helped all of us a lot, you know, having a young offense. And this is huge, you know, for a lot of guys, they may not, you know, seem like that big of a deal for guys that's been in the league a while, but, you know, for rookies that's coming off of last year, not having any of this, it's going to be huge for us going into this year. I mean, it's key, especially for offensive linemen. You know, it's hard to go, you know, even though you're doing your own things, it's hard to go a whole off season without getting together with the guys, getting your splits right, getting calls out, communicating, over-communicating, and just meshing before we get to training camp, and it's real.
Go ahead and finish us off, Luke.
Good afternoon, Lloyd. Thank you for taking the time with us today. You're in the middle of the trenches every day, and you're tasked with identifying the defense. What do you see out of Coach Fangio's defense so far?
Discipline. You know, they're gonna do what they're supposed to do. They're gonna execute it well, and you know the same things that you've seen from last year. You know, they're gonna be what they need to be. They're gonna be physical every day. Great group.
Let's do one more. Go ahead, Troy.
Yeah, Lloyd, what should fans know about Carrie Vincent, the cornerback from LSU, the rookie? Obviously, the dude can run. What should fans know about him?
like you said, he can run. One of the fastest guys on the team in college and probably here as well. But other than that, I mean, probably one of the funniest guys that I played with in college, just in the locker room. Just his personality lights up a room, and he's gonna be a great addition to our defense. Bring a lot of speed and gonna make some plays for us this year.
And did you go up against Spencer against Mississippi State? Did you guys go up? I mean, he was more outside, but you remember playing against him at all?
I'll have to look back and look back at the table. Probably, I don't really remember too much, but probably so. He's been there a little bit, but yeah, I probably got a chance to go against him once or twice at Mississippi State.
Thank you, Lloyd.
All right, that's going to do it. Lloyd, thanks so much for the time. We appreciate it.